Health and fitness goals are always at the top of people's resolution list for the new year, but these goals, they tend to lose steam quickly, and by February, burnout tends to set in. This morning, I'm joined by health and fitness expert Sonia Jhas to learn how we can make and maintain these wellness goals. Good morning, Sonia.
Good morning. Thank you so much for having me here.
Thank you so much for joining us. We know that so many people have health, wellness, losing weight, going to the gym, all those sorts of things on their resolution list. Why do you think that resolutions are so often centered around those types of goals?
You know, I think the new year just gives us an opportunity to have a clean slate and a fresh start. And we're all really motivated to, get a handle on it once and for all. But I think the challenge comes from the fact that we expect ourselves to be a new version of who we are, when really we're just trying to make small, gradual changes to improve sort of some of the habits and patterns that we've been operating based off of for a very, very long time. So I've got some suggestions on how we can make this a more manageable and successful process.
Yeah, let's get into that. You have 5 tips for us, which makes it so bite-sized and digestible.
I love it.
So where are we starting?
Absolutely. You know what? The first recommendation is to be realistic. Now, I know that this sounds obvious, but really, as I was saying, a lot of people tend to just assume that the new year, new you vibe is going to carry them through. And as you said, by February, that totally dwindles. So my recommendation is be realistic. The best thing you can do is decide to start small, make really gradual, bite-sized changes, as gradual and subtle as they can be, so that you can layer them and create a sense of momentum week over week. That's where you'll find yourself in spring being like, oh my God, I've really been doing this. That's how to nail that piece.
Okay, and then next up?
Plan ahead. So many of us are like, I'm going to eat healthier, or I'm going to work out more, but we don't actually know how that's going to go down. Again, we're hoping that the motivation is going to carry us, that it's going to give us the, umph that we need to make these changes happen. But really, it's the planning and preparation that's going to lead to success. So when are the workouts going to happen? What are you going to be eating? The more that you plan and prepare and get really granular about it, the more that you can make this an autopilot process. You want to get the thinking out of it.
Certainly. Tip number 3?
Tip number 3 is track. So many of us are filled with a lot of negative narrative. And when we rely on our emotions to dictate how we think we're doing, more often than not, we feel like we're doing pretty poorly. When in reality, when you've got tangible data to look at, it's really easy to actually get really sort of black and white about what is your progress looking like, and how can you actually, make further adjustments to get closer to where you want to go. So it's like, take the emotion out of it, get some numbers to look at. What these can be pictures, these can be, inches, these can be pounds, however you want to do it, whatever feels right for you. But let's get some numbers into the mix, or some visuals into the mix, so that we're not trying to just, feel good about the journey.
And we got less than a minute, so why don't you give us the final 2 tips?
Let's go into the next one. Let's just say, finding an accountability partner is the most important thing. We're not meant to go on this journey all by ourselves. It's hard to be your own cheerleader. So find someone who can help you along the process. You don't have to work out with them, but it is someone that you can check in with once a week, so that you can really feel aligned and accountable to someone other than yourself. That would be my last recommendation.
Amazing. Well, those are some really great steps to helping you have that longevity of these wellness goals. And so you don't hit February and you're like, oh, I'm over it anyway. So
100%.
which so many of us have fell prey to, for sure. But you've given us some really great starting ground to make sure that we're able to go the long haul. Thank you, Sonia. Have yourself a wonderful day.
We're doing it differently this year.
Exactly right. Thanks.